In this video, an amateur will attempt to modify advanced electronics. Enjoy!
Hello, I'm Wojtek. I'm a yoga instructor and I come from the future. This video is about a project in which we will modify this little device to make yoga online sessions even better. Do you know what this device is? If you are a yoga teacher, you'd better know. If you don't, you should seriously rethink your next life options because you may get reborn as a capybara or a rhinoceros.
You like the shape of the rhinoceros?
The rhinoceros? I haven't really thought about it.
So this device is actually the smallest and the cutest HDMI console on the market. It allows you in your online yoga sessions to display picture from two cameras simultaneously, one next to the other, or as picture in picture, and switch between them easily just by press of one button. Why do you want to have two cameras on your set? One camera is two-dimensional information. It's flat. It's like playing computer games in the 1980s. There is just one little problem with this device. Assuming you are not Leonardo DiCaprio or Angelina Jolie, there is nobody behind the camera who would switch the buttons for you. Now you are probably connecting the dots. We are going to make this device a remote-controlled one. Isn't that brilliant? We'll need some professional equipment for this project. We'll need a digital multimeter to find the source of energy for our remote control device. And we'll need a soldering station to connect some cables. And you know what? I'm not a professional electronic equipment serviceman. Do you think I'm going to succeed or I'm going to fail? What's your bet? Right now I feel pretty confident. We'll see how it's gonna progress with time. So stay with me. Let's begin.
So what we are going to do now is to practice soldering. Before we start with opening the box and seeing what's inside, etc., let us check how we can do with soldering. This is the PCB, practice PCB board, and we have the solder, a thin one, and we have the flux, which should help the solder stick better to the PCB board. So this is my brush. Yeah, now it's much easier. But what I really want to see, how long I can hold the tip of the soldering station. My English is terrible. At the PCB board without damaging the circuit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm getting in practice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see then how we can handle soldering a tiny wire. 1, 2, 3. 1. No. So I want to position the wire in a stable way so that it doesn't move after I hit the solder. 3 and back. Can we say we are already in practice? Or would that be exaggeration? What do you think? It's getting out. Okay, it works. So guys, I totally recommend you doing this yourself. What we will focus now on is this guy. And we'll see how we can open it. I'm concluding that there are two screws holding this together, and they are somewhere here, under these two stripes of rubber. So what I don't want to do now, I don't want to remove these stripes of rubber, because I guess it will be very difficult to glue them together and they will look nasty. So what I'm thinking about, maybe this is a mistake, but we'll find out later. I want to cut holes in this rubber, so let's see how we can cut open those little guys here. Let me cut it this way and this way, so there will be a cross. We cut a little cross here. Yes, it's coming out. Okay. So, now, how to open this? Ta-da! Can we get this little guy in here? And first, now the first question is where do we get the power from? We need something around 5 volts. Now I'm looking at this tiny tracks and it gets me scared. So these two wires, black and red usually means this is power, plus minus. And the other two, so these two guys, they need power. These two guys, these two wires, they will need to be connected to this button. And the third question is there enough room inside the box for this little guy to stay inside? There are some more screws to undo. Here we've got 3 screws for this circuit board. This is the USB-C port, and I thought that the power will come from the USB-C port. But looking at these tiny tracks, I'm worried how to get this. There are some other joints here, so okay, I'll first remove these screws and then we will So in fact there are just 2 screws here. I thought there were 3, but now I see there are just 2. Can we take out this one? Yes. And from this side it looks even more scary. And here we have the button that will be trying to bypass connection. And here we've got a lot of screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 screws. 6. And we need a small box for these screws, just to make sure we finish the project with the same number of screws, the same number of fasteners, not less nor more. It is one of the success factors when you do a job like this. Okay, this is getting exciting. So what do we see on the other side? Yes. So this is our round button. Honestly, I thought it's gonna be easier. So this training one, can you see the difference in size of the elements? It's way smaller here. Way smaller, so I may need to change the pin, the soldering bit to the thinner one like this. Maybe I should give it to a professional to finish this job. I don't know. Let's see the tracks. So we are connecting these two guys. One goes here. And the other goes here. That just underneath, on the other side, we have this little chip here. So we have to be very careful with soldering so that we don't hit it too strong. I think what we could consider is getting a thinner wire and extending these cables, these wires, to something which is thinner. But first, can I disconnect this one here? Okay. For sure it would be less invasive. How that would work? These two wires would be somehow soldered to the tracks on the other side of this board, and they would come here. Now, how much they would disturb us here? Let's face it, it's probably twice as complicated as I thought it would be. But it's still possible. I don't see any hard stop for this project. So we can still do it. We have these thin wires that will help us. We can still make some more space here. Easily remove this material, like 1 millimeter deep, to give us space for the wires to come back on the other side. But what I'm thinking now, so probably just before going home, we could check where the power will come from. Where the power will come from. The power will come from USB port. This is our source of energy. The magic USB cable, USB-C cable, which we'll plug in here. And we've got some live showing up here. Just be careful not to short circuit it. So think we could go from here, for example, to here, or to here, or to here. It's all 3.3, 0, 0. So maybe not that difficult. And what about this one? This one. So it's all at 3. And maybe this one. Yes, yes, we've got it. I just need to remember, but Perplexity will help us with this. If black is plus or minus. Okay, so we'll pause it here, my dear friends. I'll go home and we'll be back. Welcome back, my dear yogis or yoga teachers, yoga trainers. That was probably 2 hours older. 2 hours older and one apple pie with ice cream heavier. Before I switch on the camera, what I did, I used a little milling machine to machine this edge, making some more space for the wires to come from this side to the other side. We need to uncover the part of these circuit tracks, and one will be uncovered here and the other one here. One wire would come here and the other one here. Little file. Like this one, maybe like this one. Open it, but not damage it. Now I need a little bit of solder. Okay. Hold your breath. That's an important moment in our story. One, two, three. One, two, three. Yes, that's not good. Perfect, so that okay, now here sometimes. Need some solder. Now short is perfect. So we see. Good enough. Short enough. Check. Just solder. So first connection in focus, probably. So now we will proceed with the other one. We need to now uncover this little track here. Beautiful job. Good job. Yes. That's very good. It's very good, very good. It's a little bit it's a alcohol. It's very clean. What's up? What's up? It's very clean. The circles. But not such thing to don't forget the side. It's not actually what's so let us now do the soldering job, and let it be even better than the previous one. Alright? Hopefully, fingers crossed. I think this one went even better than the other one. So let's test it. One here, the other one here. Yes, it works. It works. So from soldering perspective, the one trying to seems to be sorted out, which is great. And now these two cables will go on the other side. So it's more or less how I see it, right? And then on the other side we'll handle them, we'll connect them to the receiver. So just a little bit of cleaning. All right. So this one goes here, the cable goes on the other side. And that should work just fine. So probably these wires, they put a little bit more pressure here on the circuit board. let's check where the power comes from. Here, 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 3 and 3 volt. So that should do it. So I'm assuming that this one is mass, so that's minus, then this one is plus. We'll do a little soldering here. We'll take the red guy, put it in here. Like this. Tiny little bit of flux. It wasn't tiny little bit. That was like a huge amount, huge amount. Let me see. Okay. Now a little bit of some. And here you can see that one of the cables, the hot wire, the red one, red is hot. The hot wire is already soldered, and the other one would go to the to zero, to mass, which could be somewhere here. So one is here. The red goes to red. Okay. 3.3. Yes. Excellent. So this one here gives us 3.3. That's good news. That's good news, helping us to do this job in the proper, elegant way. The other thing here, I still want to have a look if the placement of wires is correct. I mean correct. If it's not getting into the way of some ribs, I think it is called ribs, like here, but I don't think so. Are there any ribs? Yes, there are here. Okay, so some gentle machining work again. Okay, so we have now a little dance here. Probably it's not visible. It's here on this little rib, 1 and 2, so that the wires can go through without being pressed against the rib. I'm really excited that we are getting closer and closer to the end. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. So we can start screwing this back. Maybe not all the screws all the way, just being a little bit superstitious. But maybe 2 screws will be just fine for now. All right. Yes, it fits perfectly now. Okie doke. And here we want to solder second wire here. That is our mass here, our 0. So what we want to do, we want to put a little bit of the flux deep. A little bit of the flux. Smelt it. Okay. But the mess I have created here is epic. The mess is epic. Put more a little bit. So now our counting system. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How does it work? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What's up? So that's the beauty of soldering, that when you think you've mastered it, suddenly it gives you a kick. I wonder where you get this kick, but for sure it's not the. So it is not so here. Everything's going down fasten to see, of course. We would have to figure out how to place the wires so that they don't get in the way, they don't get hot, they don't get molten by these heat sinks here. So one idea was to put it this way, right? That's the biggest amount of space that we've got. So the issue is, these heat sinks, they get really hot, and if I place the wires in the box close to the heat sinks and they sit here for a long time, this will not make their life easy. So now we just need to connect these two guys. So these are the cables that come from the switch. But I'm not so happy, quite frankly, about how the cables are placed in the box. I suspect that they may get in touch with heat sinks. But quite frankly, I have enough of this, so it will just need to be so. So one of these cables I connect already now. It's professional, no, it's not. It's not very professional, but that will do. We need to, and the other one, and the other one. So a little bit of, we're having a party in a moment here, so I need to get a bit quicker and to hurry up. So the idea is that this heat here, can you see it? No. I added a heat shrinking tube here, sleeve, to protect it from heat, at least these two cables. These two I leave unprotected because I would have to undo them here on this end, which is always the risk that if I undo, we will need some bit of heat to shrink the tubes. Nice. Again, we'll gently apply a little bit of heat. Let's see what I can do here. The soldering is completed. The cables from the round button are connected here. The power cables are also connected. I reconnected these two pieces through this wire tape. So what's left to do is to put the screws back and basically make sure that the cables don't go into the way of the heatsink pieces, and close the box and start using it. Okie doke. So the screws are done. So, are we ready to close the box? The radio receiver is in place. Close. Now we just want to fasten the screws. So you remember we had these cuts here, and honestly, if I was to do it again, I would just make one cut along the side of the rubber, because we can still reach the screw, the head of the screw, the fastener, and if I cut it, you see, if I cut it across, the rubber actually breaks. So it's going to glue here, probably glue under the rubber, and the other side. So here it's broken as well. You can't see it, but it doesn't really matter. But it just looking for perfection. If I was looking for perfection, I would cut it only alongside. I need to find the top, the head of the screw. Yes, have it. So here I can see that it was cut here, but otherwise it's pretty neat. Done. The project completed. Now it's the time to test it. Yes. I'm not touching the button. I'm only touching the button on the remote control. See. Actually, we can use the mic.
You see, you can use the mic so that you can hear the relay switch. It's music. Music is playing. I can hear the music. So you see, the only thing normally I would have to touch this button to switch between the cameras. And now I don't even need to be close to the box. I can only press the button on remote control and the radio waves are doing the job for me. So I'm thinking, where running the classes, where I should keep this one. Maybe I can have it in my pocket and reach to the pocket if I have pockets in my pants, my yoga pants, and reach to the pocket each time I want to switch between the cameras. But it can be also on the floor, but also some kind of wristband, custom wristband, could hold it on the wrist, and then you just reach the other hand to the wrist and back, and back. This is very satisfying project. So, the bigger testing tomorrow. Good night, goodbye, and good night. Good luck and good night.